What a difference the camera makes, huh? What do we think of that? You can see everything under the sun. that's whew, that's high def comparatively, so you'll have to forgive me if I am a little shocked. So we'll try to do both. Clearly, being on the camera and not the laptop is going to be unique for me. Little change of pace. I forgot that I had this nice little device. I have to shout out to an ex-boyfriend boss for that. Thank you. So we are going to have a discussion about tomorrow. Tomorrow and this little piece of paper that I told you I wasn't going to talk about, but it's irking me to no end, so we need to talk about it clearly. So is this good enough there? I think so. It's tolerable, right? Sound good? Hopefully it should. It has been working previously. Yes, that says it's on, that says it's off. Okay. Election selection tomorrow. Happy Tuesday. Right? Am I on the right day? Because I don't know where October went. I don't know how November's here. And certainly not, official Tuesday of elections. Yes, I was definitely there one time too. I religiously voted every single time I got the opportunity. Generally, more for the president, though. So that was every 4 years. Since my folks showed me how to do it, they did it because their folks showed them how to do it. And we just are perpetuating this system of questionable integrity, is my problem right now. Questionable integrity, questionable results. I mean, are we sure that everything is going the way the people actually voted? Probably not. Surprisingly, there's an item in Wyoming County that like 2,000% over, something ridiculous. Let's see if I can find that quick. And I'll try to read it at least a little bit because it's uber concerning. Even for someone such as me that I don't give a shit anymore. I don't need to ask and beg and plead and select someone to rule over me. We're way past that, though. I've recently only found that out, and I don't know what to do about some of the information also recently found out. So just because I know about it doesn't mean I'm doing it right. We're not supposed to pay for our energy. Yet I just paid $1,700 to get power turned back on to a rental. So I don't know how. I know what's wrong, but I don't know how to fix it necessarily. So the first step generally in like your AA meetings is to admit that there's a problem. Check. There's some sort of a fucking problem going on, especially with New York, right? How incredible is it? Okay. So this document that I have, and I'll try to add it to this live. Again, not obviously technically literate, very good. Concerned citizens of the state of New York did an amazing job and put in their own time, their own resources, their own money, not the people that we are selecting, but all of our very intelligent, super, they were going to find out what's going on. As much information as they got, they were going to find out how truthful, how pure these elections were. This reference to the 2020 selection for president. All right. So over registration is it's a 6-page document. Looks amazing. Somebody did such a great job on this. Like legit. Way better than all the crap that I've seen our state put out as far as memos and documents that cost the people fortunes and do nothing. But if this is the same situation. Further compounding reasonable accuracy of the New York voter rolls was the revelation that 6 New York State counties had in excess of 100% voter registration during the 2020 general election, as compared with their official state reported population by age. And 51 additional counties had over registration in certain age categories, resulting in a minimum of 625,359 excess registrations. What? So even though I don't do it, if you do it and you feel like that you need a ruler and you want to select someone, at least make sure they're doing it somewhat right. So the table shows Allegheny, Erie, Hamilton, Nassau, Westchester, Wyoming County. Wonder why I take a super vested interest in that county. Because it has more cows than people, alleged. And that happens to be where the Wyoming County Sheriff recently retired, because Dan from auditing Erie County brought light that he's not doing his job right. He's in violation of Article 13, Section 1, Article 12, Section 1, or excuse me, Article 1, Section 12. So Wyoming County says there are registered voters, 38,285. Because it's not me. It's not me anymore. I don't even live there officially. Percentage of voter registration, ages 18 years to 100. 125.01. Highest registration rate by age. Wyoming County, I think, is the highest. 2,101.37 age of 100. Oh, no, it isn't the highest. I take that back. Erie County is a mess at 3,475.05%. What is going on here? I don't know if you want to see some of this. Like I said, I will try to put the, oh, crumb. I don't know how to fix it. I'll put the linky in the bottom if I can figure that out too. And that's not too far behind, or too far technologically advanced. So just on this limited, clearly well thought out and documented information, I mean, I can't imagine these citizens went and just arbitrarily picked numbers out of the air. They seem like they were doing some hardcore digging, some FOIL requests. The voter registrations are all public, right? Go on there, see if I'm on there. I better not be. That's a huge new problem. I mean, from just that section alone, I know I'm making the right decision. It was Easter of 2020, maybe even before. It was an Easter. And I go, ironically, I'm done with this. I do not want to pick my slave master anymore. I'm done. I am my own person. I am capable of making my own decisions from day to day. There's like legitimately not a single decision that I make that I go, is that under penal code law section, and make up whatever number they want you to. I don't go and say, I wonder if article, clause 9, section 4, again, I don't know them all, is going to let me do this. No, I go based on, is this a good moral decision for the day? Am I being a good steward of the road? And yes, obviously in this paid for capacity, a little bit of a different scenario. And I am pretty diligent for the most part about what needs to be done and what is and isn't allowed, right? So, but for the vast majority of my existence, I can say, is that a good choice for my human people? Are you going to hurt someone or not? Generally, I would like to say no. How's that? I can't tell. So, election selection drives me up a freaking wall. Now that I know about it, and yeah, I participated in it. Same as I participated in paying an exorbitant bill that maybe we don't even need to pay either. So, send me over the edge today, right? Today is the day. Today is the day I come unglued, and I think I say that every day, but it's not going to happen because I have work to do. I have work to do in this paid for professional capacity. I have work to do in Albany that I just went through, and I go, damn, I don't even have a document. I don't have a remonstrance to drop in. Ooh, and that aggravates me. But we'll send it certified return receipt to Alejandra Polino, who's the Secretary of the Senate, or was. Maybe she's not going to be anymore. Marianne Dandles is the clerk of the Assembly. That goes to those ladies, and now I know a lot better to send it to each director, commissioner, chairperson, whatever arbitrary name they have. for the leader of, your high school little band group. Department of Finance, you're getting a whole lot of stuff. Department of Education. Oh, I can't wait to drop that one on you guys. I haven't done one this year. 2022 has been remonstrance free because I had too much else to deal with. I had so much on my plate, and I could not comprehend how the town of York can just continue due process of rights violations. I mean, it was from November 13th, 2020, when you even bother me with her observations, the sheriff allegedly. Oh, sis, you just drive me crazy because I keep going by there and I just recognized that her line of sight was impaired from where she was sitting unlawfully next to a fire hydrant and pulled over. You couldn't even see the stop sign without it no less than 3 telephone poles, like 2 shop signs, and your mile markers in the way. So you're going to tell me that from like a quarter of a mile away you could verify for sure that I didn't officially stop, when I and 2 passengers, if you ever let me have a witness and testify, encounter, you need to, frick, address your accuser. What's that called? 16th, 14th, somewhere in there. So we didn't get to do any of that. And, I finally was like, hey, I need your section 3030. When did your 3030 clock run out? 30, 60, 90 days, depending on if it's a misdemeanor, what class. There's so many stipulations. It's a book in and of itself. But the point is, the piece of paper that you think you could use to unlawfully harass and bother your peaceful citizenry. Civilianry, I think, is the better term I usually like. But so I got to get that email to, now I have a liaison that seemed to actually give a shit, and they certainly didn't do their 70-30 mental health evaluation on me that they kept pretending that they could do. 23 months later, I'm now mentally incompetent. You sound pretty retarded, even at suggesting that, Kinkles. So that didn't end up happening because I'm sure the liaison and above were like, pump the brakes. Y'all are in so much trouble. And they are. But what I'd like to see instead of a huge lawsuit win for me is actually, let's fix this, right? Can we actually fix this to the point that no one else is going to be harassed and pulled over and children traumatized again? It always seems to happen when I have my littles. And they are so tough now. And I think they have a really good basis to understand that you don't need to listen to these fictitious authority figures. Challenge them every step of the way. If you're not, after COVID, after your grandma was locked away in a nursing home, why are they in there in the first place? And then you weren't allowed, though you paid the nursing home, you weren't allowed to go see them. Some of those videos, I'm like, you would have had to put me down. Like, legit, probably stab me up with something that paralyzes you, because I would have come through that window for my family and any of my kin and any of my friends. And the facts that people were just like, oh, we can't come see you, Grandma, and it just breaks my heart. So we're done. We're done listening to authority. I don't know why you're considering going out tomorrow and voting for more authority, especially in New York, because so help me, when Kathy Hochul, and they're going to let her win, they're going to push her through. She's a puppet. Cuomo's a puppet. Zeldin's a puppet. No. And I think that's going to be the catalyst, because COVID didn't quite push us all over the edge to sanity. So let's just make it the election selection that does, right? We'll see. I can't wait. I really can't. So, in my limited comprehension of everything that's going down, and why it's taken me so long since August, what date? Oh, no date officially on there. Oh no, okay. So it's on April 11th of 2022, interestingly enough, saying that I failed to appear on February 28th of 2022. Though most assuredly, since December 5th of 2020, I had a non-appearance notice filed. And anything you send properly, return receipt, the clerk is supposed to file. So how can I get, they're going to just do what they want to anyways, but we're pretty well done with that. And that goes back to quit electing selecting. So finally I get a hold of liaison and the sorry, parched. It was a long few thousand miles. So the oversight, some sort of an oversight administrator, which we know they're all administrators anyways, and you're administrators of a bank account, right? Sorry, I hate when people do that on lives. It drives me nuts. So trying to administrate. So I love that this piece of paper alone says that their 30/30 clock is already running. It means that I must have appeared at some point in time between November 13th of 2020 and February 28th of 2022. So your clock would have been running prior to that. February to April is the 30 days, right? Or when I even went in between, which might have been a December, I don't know. I gotta get my calendar out. Everything's written down, documented, signed, sealed, delivered. But what I couldn't understand is why I wasn't getting it dismissed. But I think they just couldn't. I mean, you're wrong, and you're gonna get sued the pants off of you. So there's 11 parts to a valid warrant, allegedly. A wet signature. Yeah, I bet that somebody has it somewhere. It was never given to me, as bracelets were presented and locked on. That was no fun. So I'm sure that might be one element that technically is. The place and the person described, right? There's legitimately not a single describing factor on this piece of toilet paper. I know I have never lived at 3444 Beacon Road Extension. In fact, I am certain that no one has ever lived at that address, as that is a complete and utter misnomer. Now, if it's a typo, maybe. But falsus in falsus in omnibus. If you're not going to be careful with one letter, with one word, beacon, bacon, I guess you'd have to decide what's accurate. Doesn't that draw into question just how careful you were with anything else, Cheyenne? Initially, with her observation, when you couldn't even see the line of sight was corrupted, and I didn't put any of that into some documents because I didn't realize it until 2 years later, practically. So allegedly, it's going in my favor, according to liaison, but naturally, I don't take the word of any judge or any liaison or any lawyer, because they're going to throw you under the bus. And from October 31st, what I watched with New York Sucks, New York State Unified Court System, that was its own disgusting joke. If you go back on there and watch any of it, I think I had it posted on maybe my last one. The public hearing side of it, they never heard the public. Every single presenter, there was a good 24, maybe more, on that date and October 6th. They were all employees of the court. All of them. That's a little biased. They probably want to keep the court system going, so they keep their paycheck. A public hearing needs to hear the public. My public servants, people that work for me. So that's pretty much all I had to vent today. I'm really just wanting to try out my new camera. I like it. Glad it works perfectly. Looks so much better. Brings all your flaws out. Oh well, that's all right. It doesn't bother me at all. So I guess good luck tomorrow if you want to select somebody more. Why you'd want to do that is just, I don't get it anymore. If we all just stopped, not a single one of us even showed up, maybe the game's over. Maybe the bread and circus has to shift to something different. Because what did we have clickers for? We had the countdown and the numbers for COVID. Then we had the countdown and the numbers for how long it's till election day. Then they're going to have to tally. Then somebody's going to fight. Then it's going to be Christmas. I mean, why can't we just live so happy just in this moment? Why aren't we good just existing as we are in our own bodies and self? Why do we have to have these arbitrary threats and future dates, right? The threat of nuclear war, the threat of diesel and paper shortages in California, allegedly. I don't know how true any of that is. I kind of don't care. I really can only care about 10 feet right now, and do whatever the girls might need. I got one that's got a birthday coming up. Super excited, sis. Happy birthday, my lovey. We're going to have a nice time. So, good luck tomorrow. Maybe it brings in martial law because there's rioting and people finally figure out that we've been hosed this whole time, lied to, cheated, stolen, and we're funding it is what. Today's not the day I come unglued. It's not time yet. So like I usually do, be good to each other. I love you. Have a great night, and I'm getting in some jammies and going to bed. See ya. Bye.